Good morning, everybody. Stats here, guys. Today is it's actually Saturday morning, and I'm in the shop just getting some shop work done. I figured I'd bring you guys along, so today's gonna be a little bit of a different video. I'm gonna be sharpening blades on the Rights. The Toro only has like 30 minutes on it. I'm not gonna sharpen the blades. I need to get new blades for the Titan Max because those blades are shot. They're about 2 years old, and I think one of them's a little bent. So we're gonna have to get new blades for that one. But the Rights, we're gonna be sharpening blades, and then we're also gonna be changing the grass flat pedal, which is right here. Or not the pedal, but the cable on the 36 snapped. So we're gonna have to change it, which is actually good. It lasted about 400 hours. I think that's the original cable that I had. So it lasted for a long time. But we're going to get started. It's a little chilly today. It's like in the 40s right now. I actually just went to Home Depot and got some new gloves because all my gloves have like holes in them from working, you know. So went ahead and bought a nicer pair and figured we'd come here. That's exactly what we're doing. I think there might be some rain coming in possibly, but we're gonna be inside the shop most of the time, so that shouldn't be an issue. So a couple things. First off, I'm sure some people think like I have a crazy cool lawnmower lift. I don't. I just drive the mower up on the trailer and hang the deck over the side. I've used to have a lift. I didn't like the lift, so I've always just done this method. I'll show you guys, but I just drive one wheel up the trailer and then the other wheel's hanging off and the deck's hanging off, and then I can clean the deck and pull the blades off. I like that method because it's simple, easy. You don't have to have anything extra, and you can do it on the fly, you know, like while you're out mowing, and you break a blade or you bend a blade or you need to scrape the deck, which happens a lot. You end up needing to scrape your deck like on those wet days, early, even like the morning dew. So yeah, guys, that's what we're doing today. Just some shop work, and we're also gonna be sharpening the blades on the 30-inch Toro. So I will get the mower loaded up on the trailer, or I guess I'll get it on the ramp and kind of show you guys how I do it. So the deck's looking pretty good. I'll need to do some scraping. You can see there's a little bit, but I've been keeping up with it pretty well lately. And we just gotta sharpen these blades. Look at that, we got some rope around this spindle right here. Pull it off when we sharpen that blade right there. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the blades off, and then we're gonna get to sharpening them. So let's do that. So to yank the blades off, I've just got a Milwaukee impact driver. I think it's called, yeah, impact driver. And I just got the socket on it, and I'm just pulling them off. This thing makes really light work of getting these blades off, and I love it. Look at that, 2 blades off. There's that string or twine, I'm not sure what that is. See that wrapped around the pulley spindle right there? There we go. Some good old string, man. All right, let's sharpen these blades up. So the question I probably get the absolute most is, Stat, how do you sharpen your blades? What do you do? What do you use? Do you use one of those fancy sharpening kits? No, I don't. I just use an angle grinder and a metal grinding disc on it. And then I've never been the guy to worry about the angle of the blade when you're sharpening it, because if I'm being real, guys, I've never seen a difference in cut quality from when I got them sharpened at the dealer who has one of those machines, or if I sharpen them myself. So I really don't see the need for the angle. Like I still keep an angle on it. You guys can see there's an angle on it, but it's not like whatever it's supposed to be by the books. And like I said, I don't notice the difference in cut quality, but I'm cutting Bermuda down here. Bermuda's really fine. Bermuda's really easy to cut. It might be a little different up north where you're cutting the fescue. There's those geese interrupting. Where you're cutting the fescue and the like Kentucky bluegrass, stuff like that. The northern grass, it may make a difference, but down here in the south, guys, in Bermuda, I mean, you could cut Bermuda with like a wood log. Like you could drill a wood log into your mower, and it's gonna cut the Bermuda. Like the Bermuda is so easy to cut, it doesn't care what the angle of the blade is. I've never had that issue ever, and I've been sharpening blades myself for like 6 years now, and the cut quality seems to be the same. So I'm gonna sharpen it, guys. I just use this cooler right here, and then I've got a little blade balancer that I bought from like Lowe's a couple years ago. Well, probably like 10 years ago, but so once you're done, you put the blade on the balancer, and so it's gonna tell you what you need, if you need to take off some more from each side. So yeah, it's a very simple process, and a lot of people make it a lot more complicated than it needs to be. All you need is an angle grinder, something to put the blade on, and then a little balancer here. So let's get to it. So we've got both these blades balanced and sharpened, and they are razor sharp, man. That could slice your finger open if you touch it, but a little bit of an angle. Doesn't have to be perfect. Not for me at least, man. It cuts great. So I'm gonna put these back on, and then we're gonna take off the other side. Before we put those blades back on, I'm gonna do some deck scraping. You can see there's a little bit needs to be done. I just have a little spackle tool, flex putty knife I got at Home Depot. That's what I use to scrape my deck. I think it was like $5-6, and it works real good, especially with getting underneath all that gunk. So when you're putting your blades back on the right and on most mowers, there's a washer on top and a washer on bottom. So you always want to make sure, and you want to make sure you're putting your blades on the right way. Always start screwing these in by hand, because if you use the drill and the threads aren't lined up, you could end up cross threading, and that it's expensive because you're gonna have to buy a whole new spindle to get that fixed. So you do not want to do that. And you don't have to do this, but I like to line my blades up when you put them on. I'm just kind of OCD like that. I'm gonna tighten this one up. Just give it a little click. Give it a couple ugga duggas. And this one. There you go. Blades are on and sharp. Okay, so now we got the 30-inch Toro out, and you can see the deck definitely needs some scraping. And then the blades, of course. I think that these blades hit a couple tree roots this week or stumps, so we might have to just replace these, which I got a whole stock of these, so I'm not worried about that. It's a pretty long bolt. Like fishing wire around this one. Take this off. There we go. I think my, yeah, I got 1 bar of batteries on this one. I need to go get my, a bigger battery. All right, we got the big boy now. Let's check out these blades. Don't look too terribly bad, but we're still gonna get them all fixed up. So let's get sharpening, man. Okay, so we got the blade sharpened on what needs to be sharpened. I'm not sure if the 36 right needs it. I'm gonna check it out. when we pull it out of its hibernation, but she hasn't been turned on in probably like a week and a half. So we're gonna have to see if she will even turn on. I mean, it looks like there's power, so let's see. Oh yeah. What we're doing on this one is fixing the grass flap cable, which is right here, and you can see it just completely snapped off of the connection right there. Completely snapped, so we had to order a new one, which is, I mean, I'm surprised. This thing lasted probably like 4 years, 5 years, this one cable. So, I mean, it's pretty impressive. All you gotta do is, there's a nut on this side, a nut on the other side of this little panel, and you gotta untighten it. And then you gotta come to the flap right here, and we take the cable out of right here. Here, let me get a light on there. So we take the cable out of that little holder right there. I'm not sure what that little connection's called, but yeah, it's real simple, it's pretty easy. So let's get to it. That was honestly a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. So we're screwing this off, pulling this past the boot, and then pull the cable back, and you see that? It slips out right there. That's how you get that in there. Very interesting, but all right. So we got the cable off. Look at that, that thing snapped clean off. Now we gotta come to the back and do the same thing. First I gotta take off this cross bolt right here. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. All right, so we're gonna pull this little bolt out. I'm gonna do the same thing up here, unscrew those two nuts, and then pull the cable out. There's not a very good area for me to get footage of this, so I'm just gonna kind of leave you guys here and do it. All right, so we got the cable out, now we just gotta fish it through. Yikes. Look at that, grass all in there. Now we can pull this through. Man, check out how dirty that is down there. Yikes, I need to take this off next time I go to the car wash and wash all this off. But we're not gonna worry about that right now. So I'm gonna route this the same way I had it, because clearly that routing worked. I think the cable just got old and wore out. So we went this way. So what we're gonna do, we're just putting this same little connection back on. This cable right here. So like that, it's already on. So now we're just gonna hook this all through, put it through the bolt, and there we go. Putting the nut back on here, getting it tightened up, and then we're done. So I had it ran through there last time, and then I ran it up over the deck like this, like that. So we just gotta hook it up right here and then hook it to the unit itself. Then we're good to go. Pull this boot off, twist off this front nut all the way off. Slip that wire through, or not wire, but cable. There we go. I'm realizing that this cable is a lot longer than the other one, so I think that I ordered the wrong one, which is odd because I used their little, the grass flap. They have like a what size do I need type thing, and I thought I bought the right size, but maybe I bought the wrong model, like the wrong year, because they had 2019 or older, and then they had 2019 or newer, and I bought this in 2019, so this should be the right size, but it's definitely not, because my other one ran up here and it was a lot tighter. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to buy another one, which is gonna be the right size, and then change that once. But I'll probably keep this one on hand, or I might even just keep this one here until it snaps, because it might snap a little quicker because it seems like there's more bend in it because of the size. I mean, you can see it's way out there. So I'm gonna definitely have to get a new one, but this one will work for now. So next on the list is we're gonna be working on this Toro. Guys, it already broke down on me. No, I'm just kidding. We are just gonna be moving this grass flat pedal because it's too far back. It's kind of an awkward position that I put it in. So it kind of gets in the way when you wanted to use it. Like, I don't like using my heel to have to use it. So what I'm gonna do is, there's another hole like right here that I can drill it into, or screw it into. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. The cool thing about this Toro is that when I'm doing this platform just folds right up. And then I have easy access to that bolt underneath. There's the next hole I'm gonna use. So I'm not drilling holes through the platform. Those holes are already there. So I'm just gonna move it down like 3-4 inches. So let's get that done. All right, so I got this a little bit better. I moved it up so it's not as awkward for me now. So that's a lot better. Now I can kind of rest my foot instead of having to like put it way over here. So I can rest my foot on the pedal, and whenever we need it, put it down and up. And then I also went ahead and zip tied the cable right here to the side of the platform because it's kind of been getting in the way. And then we just raise it up and it's still good to go. So we are finished, guys, with all of the shop chores and shop duties that we had to do today. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. It's kind of just a shop day and just working on my equipment around the shop. So we still have this Toro electric commercial mower. We don't use this very often, but Fletcher wants to try it out, so I think we're going to take it next week. If the rain holds off. I'm looking at the weather, and it says that there's like 80% chance of rain Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So it might be a wet week, and we might be kind of trying to work when we can. And we do have some other landscape jobs to get done, so I guess we can do that if it does indeed rain every day. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see you next week. Peace out.